Hello students, and welcome again to Miss Bullock's Flipped Classroom. Today's lesson is on Week 9 ACT and SAT vocabulary. So let's begin. Our icons for this week in this lesson are, I can use the Frayer Model to learn my new vocabulary, and then what we'll be doing in class and for the rest of the week is practice using the vocabulary and, of course, do well on my vocab quiz at the end of the week. So let's begin. Our first word of the week is resilient. Resilient means able to recover quickly. So that would mean it's able to heal quickly and that perhaps it has worked hard, but it's now done. So some examples of this would be grass. When you walk on grass, it quickly bounces back. It's resilient. Wilbur's ball. He squishes it, but it pops back into shape. Or a stress squeezer, something that you squeeze to get rid of stress, but it pops back into shape quickly. Those are all resilient. Things that are not resilient would be me after running 10 miles. It's going to take me a bit to recover from that. The next word is restrained. Restrained means under control or under restriction. So, it's not wild and crazy. Examples of something that is restrained might be a dog on a leash or someone in handcuffs. Examples that are not restrained would be a dog running free or my neighbor's cats. They go wherever they like. Our next word of the week is reverence. Reverence means having extreme respect for something. So, if someone has reverence, they're going to follow the rules and treat that thing carefully. So, an example of reverence would be how I treat my iPad. How Wilby treats his ball. He's very gentle with it. It's very important to him. So, non-examples of reverence would be how you guys treat your phones. They're all cracked up and banged up from being dropped around too many times. Our next word for the week is sagacity. Sagacity means wisdom. So, a characteristic of this would be applying what you already know. Wilbur, stop chewing that bone. Wilbur, thank you. All right, so with sagacity, you're going to an example would be figuring out how something works without using the directions. A non-example would be having someone teach you how to use something. You're using your wisdom here. Our next word of the week is scrutinize. Scrutinize means to look at or observe closely. So, characteristics would be if you're scrutinizing, you're looking at details. You're taking your time. So, an example of scrutinizing would be studying or checking out every detail. Non-examples would be glancing at or skimming over something. Our next word of the week is spontaneity. Spontaneity is probably something that you're very familiar with. It's acting without planning or without thought. So, some characteristics, you've put no thought into this, no planning, and it's impulsive. So, some examples would be just deciding to do something without thinking about it. Getting into the car and driving with no particular destination in mind. You don't know, you're just getting in the car and going. Non-examples would be making a to-do list or planning a vacation, what you're going to do every day and what's going to happen. Our next word for the week is spurious. Spurious means fake or phony. So some characteristics of that would be it's not real, it's not credible, and it's sketchy. So, examples of that would be fool's gold or knockoff items, things that are not real name brand items, but they kind of look like it and they try and be like it. Non-examples would be real gold and name brand items. Our next word for the week is submissive. Submissive means obedient or follows directions. So, surely enough, some characteristics or facts would be this person or thing does not argue. It does as it is told. So some examples will be to Murphy. Wilbur does what Murphy says. Murphy to me. Murphy does what I say. Me to Miss Banks. I do what Miss Banks says. Some non-submissive people would be my husband or Rambo. Rambo does not submit. He just goes out and makes it happen. Our next word is substantiate. To substantiate is to prove or to confirm or to verify. So if something substantiates something, it's going to show proof. Okay, so some examples of things that substantiate would be my driver's license that proves who I am and that I am allowed to drive a vehicle. My passport, again, proves who I am and what country I come from. And Murphy's ID tag that proves who he is and who his owner is. Now, things that do not fully substantiate would be just my word. If I just say so, that doesn't prove it, that's just what I've said. Or a note written by me. Just because I write a note to my doctor that says I need, antibiotics, that does not prove that I need antibiotics. And our last word of the week is subtle. Subtle is gentle, discreet, and hidden. So, it's not out in the open, and it's not harsh. So, an example of subtle would be whispering or having a secret sign with someone. Not subtle things would be shouting or telling and showing everyone. Okay, that's our week 9 word list, so hopefully you'll study, and I can't wait to see you in class. Have a good one.